Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have been wanting to do this video for a long time. I'm kind of excited about today's video. Today I am going to tell you about Anchor Ridge. Anchor Ridge is a Christian nonprofit organization that's based out of North Carolina, and I had the incredibly good fortune of stumbling across them on YouTube probably about a year and a half ago. And I just started watching video after video and was just amazed with the work that they were doing and decided I wanted to be a part of it. Basically what they do is their main mission is to spread the word of Christ, and the way that they are doing that is by helping to provide relief and aid to some of the most poverty-stricken people that you will find in this country, and those are the families living along the Appalachian Mountains. They are hitting Kentucky, West Virginia, Tennessee, just some of the hardest hit areas where these people live in ways that most of us would only associate with third world countries. Homes without electricity, no indoor plumbing, dirt floors. There are areas where you might have 3 families crammed together in a condemned house because it's the only way that they can get by. So what Anchor Ridge does is they look for these families. They have teams that are going way back out in the hollers looking for people that need this assistance, and every month they bring them supplies, and those supplies include things like the really obvious groceries, school supplies for the kids, personal hygiene products, random household supplies that you might not think of, but things like energy efficient light bulbs to help lower their power bills if they're fortunate enough to have electricity, bottled water to bring them clean drinking water. Some of these people are getting their drinking water out of the creek, you know, but they come every month. They bring toys for the kids, just things to lift these people's spirits and let them know that they have not been forgotten. God has not forgotten them. We have not forgotten them, that they are remembered, that there are people that are fighting for them and doing for them. So this organization started in 2012, and in less than 10 years time have really built themselves up. And I credit a lot of that to Josh Paul, and if you watch some of their videos, you're gonna see that this guy, he just has charisma, and he's so sincere, and the way that you see him in the videos, that is the way that he is in person. And then the volunteers, they have a very, very small staff. When you see all the work that they do, you would be stunned to learn that I think their staff is only 4 or 5 people. Everything else is done by volunteers. So it's church groups that are that, you know, they come as a group and they help work in the warehouse and put these boxes together. Or there's also a lot of groups that they will order what's called the Hygiene Bags, and Anchor Ridge will send them a bunch of these little nylon drawstring bags, and then whatever group it is that's putting this together, you know, they'll buy all the hygiene products to go inside, the body washes and the toothpaste and the toothbrushes and shampoo, whatever, and they stuff those bags and they send them back to Anchor Ridge, and Anchor Ridge distributes them. So there's a lot of different ways to help. Obviously, you can physically volunteer. If you're near their warehouse in North Carolina, you can go on Tuesdays and Thursday nights and help put together boxes that are going out for delivery, help get together these packages that are going to be shipped out. If you don't live close enough to physically volunteer, then there's the obvious monetary donations, and it could be a one-time gift, or you can choose to do monthly sponsorships. There's a sponsorship program, $30 a month, and you sponsor a child. You can go onto the website and pick your kid, and they got pictures of the children there with their names and ages. You can pick if there's a specific state that you're interested in working with, whatever the case may be, but you can pick a kid, $30 a month, and they're taking them groceries and hygiene products and toys and school supplies and whatever little odds and ends that they think that they might need. It's fantastic. There's no pressure. If it's something that 3 months later you find yourself, your financial position's changed and you can't do it anymore, you stop at any time and nobody's making you feel bad about it. The other thing that I love about them, they are one of the most transparent organizations that I have ever seen. A lot of times we donate and we don't know where our money goes. And then you hear these horror stories about these people that are in charge of these nonprofits and they're making hundreds of thousands or sometimes millions of dollars. And you think, why am I giving them money when it's not even getting to the people that I'm wanting to help? This place is very different. So at the end of each year, they send you, if you're a donor, they send you basically their financial statement, and it tells all the money that they took in, and it shows where that money was spent. And so you see how much the staff is getting paid. You see how much it costs them to pay the electric bill on the warehouse, and how much money was spent purchasing different supplies and goods, renting trucks, gas money for the trucks. They load up these huge trucks, fill them all up, and then they drive them from North Carolina to Tennessee, to West Virginia, to wherever it is they're going. They are in the process of trying to expand, and I believe that they're trying to also put together a distribution center in West Virginia. But I mean, it's amazing what they've accomplished in less than 10 years' time and how much they've grown. So we sponsor a couple of kids, and I'm actually going to do a separate video about them and what the sponsorship program is really like. But because we are involved with the program, we get things sent to us periodically, like I said, explaining the breakdown on, where money was spent and things like that. So just to give you an idea of what it is that they're doing, this is the one that we got at the end of 2019, breakdown on the things that they accomplished. And I'm going to kind of go over some of these numbers because to me, some of them are just mind-boggling. They're so impressive. Because I think, this is the thing that I think is important. A lot of times we can feel kind of helpless to make change because we're just one person, well, what can I do? But it's not about what you can do by yourself. It's what you can do with a group of like-minded people all working on the same mission. Ryan and I sponsor 2 children. 2 kids out of how many are living in the Appalachian Mountains. I mean, that's practically nothing. But we're not the only ones. We're not the only ones sponsoring kids. There's tons of people doing it. So there's hundreds of children, if not thousands, being taken care of. And here's the thing. For the 2 children that we sponsor, it makes all of the difference. We can't solve all of the problems of the Appalachian Mountains by ourselves, but for those 2 kids that we sponsor, it makes all the difference. I know that their lives are changed and improved by the help that we're giving, and it's an absolutely amazing feeling. So, back to the numbers. These are the numbers from 2019. They had 275 volunteers that volunteered over 7,800 hours, 7,800 hours of volunteer work that those people put in. They distributed more than 10,000 toys to the children of the Appalachian Mountains, 4,500 books, 1,500 warm winter coats, over 18,000 pounds of clothing distributed, 505,000 pounds of groceries and supplies distributed, 517,401 pounds of building supplies distributed. That is so important. Some of these people are living with leaking roofs. They're getting mold growing in their house because they don't have the money to get the roof fixed. And so Anchor Ridge helps bring them the supplies that they need so that they can improve their home, improve their quality of life. 5,100 hygiene bags distributed to kids, 80,000 pairs of socks, over 1,000 decisions for Christ, 15,000 pounds of pet food and pet supplies. I mean, it's amazing. And that's just kind of like the general breakdown on it. I mean, there's other things that they do throughout the year. So they have what they call block parties, and those will be big events that all of the families that they're working with, they invite other families that are maybe not quite part of the program yet, but they come out, they have like a big party, they rent bounce houses for the kids, they have face painting, they'll do hamburgers, hot dogs, they'll have a hot meal, and they send everybody home with goodies, groceries, toys, clothes, hygiene materials, whatever they might need. And it's just a big, bright, fun day, and volunteers come out and participate in that. And I love that. That also to me is big. They welcome people. You want to see where your money's going? Go with them. Go to the warehouse and look and see what they're doing. Go with them on deliveries. Go to a block party and volunteer to, hand stuff out. You'll see where all of the money and the hard work is going. The other thing that they do that Ryan and I participated in, and this was fantastic, they do Christmas parties. And the Christmas parties, again, it's a chance for the kids to come. Every child that comes gets a toy. They have food boxes they go home with. They had grab bags put together that had different household supplies in it, cleaning products, just different things that the families might need. And so that's how Ryan and I spent our Christmas this year. That was our big Christmas, and it was one of the best Christmases we ever had. That one day in West Virginia, we helped distribute 55,000 pounds of food. It was amazing, and you can see the relief, the appreciation that these people feel when this stuff comes. I mean, and I had a couple of people tell me, like, because it was closer to the end of the month and cupboards were getting empty, and I had a couple of people tell me, this is the only food that they were going to have in the house. Or I'd hear the comments about, kids, we're eating good tonight. They were so appreciative of it, and it was so needed. It was so needed. And to watch the kids be so excited about their toys, and for some of them, that was going to be the only toy they were going to get that Christmas, and obviously, Christmas is not about toys. A child will survive not getting toys for Christmas, but life can be rough. Adulthood can be rough. You want kids to be kids as much as possible. You want them to be free, to have fun. Children shouldn't have to worry about going to bed with empty bellies, and it happens more than it should. And no one person can stop all of it, but maybe enough of us together can stop it. So I strongly encourage, check out Anchorage, check them out, and see, is it something that speaks to you? Is it something that calls for you? It spoke to us, and we are so thrilled to be participating. As a matter of fact, I have become an ambassador for Anchorage, and once all of this quarantine mess is over, I am looking forward to going and speaking at some churches and social groups. Anybody that will have me, anybody that is willing to have me and listen to it, and hopefully participate and sponsor a child or sponsor a truck or volunteer. And like I said, I'm going to make sure I'm going to put a few links in the description. I'm going to share a link to the website. I'll share a link to a couple of the videos. I'll share a link to the video that first pulled me in, And I will share a link also so that you can see what Ryan and I did for Christmas. Their videos they're really short. You know, most of them are under 2 minutes long. But I'll share a few, including a really good one that if you really want to know what it's like living there, I'll share a video on life in the Appalachian Mountains. That one's a little bit longer, I think maybe 8 minutes or so. But they talk with a resident of the Appalachian Mountains, and she speaks very candidly about what life is like there. And it's heartbreaking, but you know, there's still hope. There's hope to turn it around. There's hope to change it. I will do more videos in the future with more information about Anchorage, including some of the work that they're doing to not only change life today, but things that they're working on putting in place to help change the future for people in the Appalachian Mountains. So I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, please leave them in the comments, and always like, subscribe, share, yada yada. Bye.